don't know whether this is working or not. Well, I've got a couple of live viewers, so maybe it is working. This is Tenacious Earl, and I'm getting back to a project here for just tonight that I have kind of put aside. Not really going to be able to show you the full game. I'm already most of the way into it. I am in the fourth quarter with about 13 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Hey Craig, RNGIDP, how you doing? So yeah, kind of rounding out my play games weekend. Here is some second season. So this is the Ninacious Football League. I have not really done much with this in probably 2 months. But I got a game going this afternoon, and I've played through 3 quarters and change. This is the Bears and the Dolphins. The Dolphins currently are holding on to a 13-8 lead. And we are, like I said, about 13 minutes and 15 seconds left. Miami has the ball at their own 12. One of the things about second season football is when you get to this point in the game, whether it's fatigue or whatnot, you end up with players who have reached their usage limits, and so they start going downhill in their effectiveness. And I am using a solo play calling chart that was developed when it was owned by Replay Football, when it was being produced by that. And so I'm going to go ahead and just get going here with, this is interesting because it's Chicago and Miami. You've got Jay Cutler on Chicago. This is before he got hurt, and he's going up against Tannehill, who he replaced when he got hurt. So yeah, I'm just going to play through it here and do my best. What I might try to do here is swap these a little bit so you might be able to see the pages for the offense here, but it's really probably kind of tough to see. So I'm just going to play through it. Again, I use some custom charts and things like that I have made as well for player usage. So you just kind of have to trust that I've got things going the way that I want them here. All right, so with a 44, I got a 44 here on my, this is what my dice roller, if you remember before. 44 is rolled for the offense. And since this is the fourth quarter with a 5-point lead, well, they're still going to be playing their base offense. So this would be a screen pass for the Dolphins, and that will be, they'll try to complete that to Jarvis Landry, who, he is still within his limit of ours. I got to put this over here because it's just going to throw me off now that I've switched this. I need to look in the same place. But just trust me, I'm doing the best I can here, because it's a very expansive game when it comes to charts and the like. So the screen pass will be to Jarvis Landry, and it's against a pass defense. So let's see what the roll brings up here. 66 checks defender E for the Bears. The defender E in a pass defense is, well, we're going to say this is a first down defense, so this is going to be Willie Young. And yeah, Willie Young is not a zero pass. So, and actually he is upgraded to 2 in a pass defense, although I think that means in the fourth quarter he might be back down to 1. But anyway, so he is not 0. So it's good coverage. It's a forced throw. We go to the Y chart. And so the Y chart is where we get interceptions, and Tannehill is a Y rating of 3, and as long as it's, and it's 11, that is the worst one you can get. Anybody gets intercepted with that. So a screen pass, why am I on the medium pass? I got a little ahead of myself. What am I doing? That was dumb. All right, let me double check. It was 66 was the roll, so let's get it right. 66. H is 0. Let's see. H. Well, Leonard Floyd is also, it's exactly the same as Willie Young, so he's just pressured into an incomplete pass. No interception. Sorry, Bears fans. It's going to be just ticking 15 seconds off the clock. That roll is invalid. It's just an incomplete pass because Leonard Floyd is competent enough on pass defense to knock it down. So 2nd down and 10 from their own 12. You'd think that they would be trying to maybe run the ball a little bit here, but try to get a little clock management, but it still is early. So wait, why did I roll these? I haven't gotten anything yet. Well, let's leave it 3rd. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Again, 43. I'm going to go to the D chart because I feel like you have some flexibility, and that's going to give you an outside run. Let's not do that. I don't think that's. I don't think they can play just. So we're going to do another screen pass. This will be against a safe defense. So taking a little bit of latitude here. I'm trying to put them in the best situation, and so with the role that I have there, we go personnel set 1. It's going to be to Arian Foster, who can't get any R. But he won't need that here because Ryan Tannehill's a triple-A completion. And so with a 13, you read black first, white second. You get to re-roll the 2 D6s, add them together, and that's the completion for that amount of yardage, which is a 6-yard pass which is completed to Foster. And that does knock 30 seconds off, but that will bring up a 3rd and 4 from their 18. And Tannehill gets the play in, and they're going to go pretty conservative here. Looks like an inside run, and it's going to be with Foster against a run defense. So pretty much the Bears are expecting a run, and we'll see if Foster can break one here or if he's going to get stuffed. 55 means it's going to be an unusual result. This could be a penalty. This could be a fumble. 64, and that is going to be no gain. And Foster does not, so it's going to be a line fumble. So somebody on the line, or on either defensive line, is so that is, we're going to put a plus here for that's Foster. 0 fumble. And now we got to re-roll on the line chart. This would be a devastating blow for Miami if this isn't recovered by their own guy. So the line, a fumble into the line, and they're scrambling around. 62 is J rated 2, and this would be on a run play, and this is with a run defense expecting run, so that's going to be Eddie Goldman. He is not rated 2 on the run for Chicago. And like I said, you see a lot of blue streaks and stuff. I've picked guys that were playing in Chicago in each of these teams' first game. I've thinned out the guys that were not playing for injury or suspension or whatever. So J is not rated 2, so that means that Laramie Tunstall falls on the ball, and they will retain possession, at least enough to punt. We're going to say the officials blew it dead, but they'll restart the clock once Miami has the ball. But it's going to be 4th and 4 from their own 18. They're going to have to punt. And out comes Matt Darr for that. And so this will be a routine punt. 21. We look here, no pressure from the rush. And it's going to be 6 to Darr's average. His average is 44. So that'll be a 50-yard boot. Deontay Thompson will return. As it says, it's returnable. He will return for the Bears, and a 65 will be a long return. Now let's see what comes of this. Over here is the long return column. We will shake them back up again. 56. well, we roll the decider die here on 56, and it's either going to be 55 or 51 plus. And it is a no, so it'll be 51 plus whatever I roll here on this D6. That's going to be 5, so a 56-yard return by Thompson. So let's do the calculation. Start on their own 18, a 50-yard punt. So 28, 38, 48, 42, 30, down to the 32 of Chicago, and then a 56-yard return. Well, actually, what we can do is we can just subtract 6 from this, and Chicago is going to get the ball behind by 5, but they are on the 12-yard line of Miami with a 1st and 10. They have a gorgeous opportunity to take the lead here, or at least draw within another score. So, just checking some comments here. We got 11:45 left in the quarter too, so let's see what Chicago is going to dial up here. They are going to, so if you take their offensive rating and Miami's defensive rating for what they call, in this case, a 24 is what I get. Well, because it adds up to -2, they're actually going to call for a medium pass here. So, with a 7 means it's going to be a pass defense. So, medium pass versus pass, and the throw would go to Zach Miller. I think Zach Miller is still, he had 1 catch in the first half, 1 catch in the second half, so he is still under his limit. He can have up to 4, so let's see what happens here. 45 is tackle B a 2. That's Bobby Massey, and he is not a 2 rated pass. He doesn't have a 2 rating in the pass as a right tackle, so pass blocking breaks down incomplete. But there is a penalty flag down. And 43, that's going to be on the offense. It's going to be Josh Sitton earning an offensive holding penalty. They will back them up, so we will take 15 seconds off. And so that's going to be back to the 22, 1st and 20. So you remember the last time I did a game, I did it with notebook paper. I've decided to go back to this, and I'm just not going to be as anal about the variety of statistics that I was keeping before. I'm just doing the bare minimum so that I can complete games. So 54 with 1st and long would be a short pass against a safe defense, and the throw would be let's see, it's going to go to Eddie Royal. I think Eddie Royal is still within his, he's only had 1 catch so far, I think. That appears to be correct, so let's see if he can get it here. 44. NB would be Kevin White. Is he a 0 pass? Well, in positive territory, he is. So he's a 1, but he has a minus sign after the pass rating, so he is a 0 down here. So it's going to be a blown blocking assignment, and it's incomplete. So, and so, so it's 3rd down. And actually, no, it is 2nd down, and I need to take off a little bit of time here. 2nd and 20 from the 22. So one other thing I've done here, just to clarify, if you'll notice this sheet here, you have Kevin White down here at end A in like the depth position. You have Alshon Jeffrey at end B. Well, Cameron Meredith was not used in the first game. He was not available. So because of the way that they were stacked up, I decided to make Alshon Jeffrey the wide receiver 1, or the end A, and Kevin White is end B, and I've been playing them consistently that way. So that is why I have checked Kevin White in that situation as opposed to Jeffrey, which Jeffrey in that case would have been a would not have been a 0, and would have at least there was also a penalty on the other result. So a 52 is going to be a short pass to the running back, and it's going to be Carey. So Jeremy Langford was starting, but they've had to rely on Kadeem Carey because Jordan Howard is unavailable in this game. Well, he was not used. I could have brought him in, but I decided that might skew this game a little bit. So I've used Kadeem Carey. So this is against a blitz. So a short pass versus a blitz defense. And let's see if Chicago can muster something. See if Cutler can complete it. And this again is to Kadeem Carey. 61. Is E a 0 pass for Miami? E in this case on a blitzing defense, Michael Thomas. He is a 1 pass, so it will be a check of SB, who on that is going to be Eddie Royal. Is he a 2 pass? And Eddie Royal is not, so it's going to be incomplete. So 11 minutes left, 3rd and 20. And let's see, we're still at the point where Chicago doesn't really need to. They could really go kind of conservative here. They're in field goal range. They could pull within another field goal. 52 is going to be short against. Well, let's see. It's 3rd and 20. What is 52 going to be? Well, that could be long. But you can't do long from the 22. Well, you can. We're going to go back to base offense, and we're going to go with a short pass. They're not going to get real desperate here. Safe defense. And this pass would go to Carey as well. They're going to target him. 66 is K, a 2 pass. K is Andre. Let's see, safe defense. Yeah, running safe will be Andre Branch. It could even be Mario Williams. They're both 1. They're not 2. So it's going to be the under pressure. The quarterback connects for half R to Kadeem Carey, but unfortunately Carey does not have any R receptions left. So we're going to have to call that an incomplete pass for Cutler, and that's going to bring up 4th and 20 from the 22 of Miami. And they're going to have to try a field goal. They're going to bring out Connor Barth. From the 22, that's going to be a 39-yard field goal. And so with a field goal rating under 50 of AA, anything under... If the number is below 53, everything will be A-okay, and he'll make the field goal. It's 31. That is good. And that will make it 11-13, or 13-11. Miami still on top with 10:30 left. So now I have not been marking down the kickoff data. I'm just starting up the next one after I roll it off. So it's going to be Barth, a kickoff guy. Well, I lost that one up there at the top, so I'm going to have to... So 24 on the kickoff is going to be a 65, and then he's an A. You add 6 yards. 71, they're just going to take the touchback. Miami will start at their own 25, 1st and 10. And so the dilemma is, do you get conservative here? And I think you don't, but we'll see what the automatic rolls. And so this is going to give an inside run, so there is somewhat conservative play right here. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to run a little bit of clock, but it is only a 2-point lead at this point. It's going to be a pass defense. or wait, no, Miami's a -1, so no, it will still be safe. Inside run against safe, and it's going to be Damian Williams, who's going to come in here and take a run. 52 is E. That is, he is Willie Young. Is he a 2-run? And he's not. It's going to be a 9-yard gain for Williams. And it's only going to be because there's also this little cross here, which means a potential injury, and so we're not going to, it's going to cause a stoppage, and we're going to have to roll out the injuries here and see who gets dinged. 16 is going to be the running back is shaken up and removed from the game for rest of series. So Williams is going to be injured until the next series. That's fine. Won't really have to even make a mark, but that will be 2nd and 1 from the 34. And we'll say that because it wasn't that bad, we're going to say that it kept the clock running. So he was able to get off under his own power. So 2nd and 1 for the Dolphins from their own 34. And a 25 brings up an outside run. And this will be for Arian Foster. He won't be playing for them for too long because I think he gets injured at some point. It's going to be a safe run defense. Now, Arian Foster currently has grades of F for both inside and outside running, so it's pretty rough. They do not have Jay Ajayi for this game. 54 is G, a run 0. Jarrell Freeman is not. He's a 1. So, although, well, let's see. I got to get my rule book out. I got to use these advanced options, and I think the advanced option says that when you've got that little doohickey that looks like the gallery groans in History Maker Golf, the game is on the line in the 4th quarter when the two teams are separated by 2 scores or less. If these 2 conditions are met, then all players with that symbol are decreased by a point on both their run and pass ratings. So that means that Jarrell Freeman is actually a run 0. So 54S is G, a run 0, and he is. So we're going to go to XR, which means you might have a big play here on the run for Arian Foster. Let's see. And we got a 36. And we check F. Is F a run to Danny Trevathan? He is a 1 run. And that's going to leave, so he's not run 2. That means that Foster's going to sneak through the hole for a 9-yard gain, and that's going to be a first down. And it's going to take a little more time off the clock, down to 9:30. 1st and 10. From the 43 of Miami, and I make a little mark there for to denote a rushing first down. Okay, 24. It'll be an inside run again, and it's going to be it's going to have to be Foster here, right? And it's a blitz defense. They're going to try and disrupt this play early. We'll see if they have any luck with that. 26. So our F is either F or J, a run 0. F is Trevathan, he's a run 1. J in a blitz defense is Goldman, and on the when they're in the offense's territory, he stays a 1. He would be a 0 on his own, but we are in Miami territory right now, so he is not a run 0. So that means blitzing linebacker cuts the runner down for a 2-yard loss. So Foster is going to lose yardage. We'll still get it down to 9 minutes. 2nd and 12 from the 41. Let's take a look here. 62. That's going to be a medium pass. So they're going to try and get some chunk yardage here. And against a safe defense, actually they're going to play pass defense according to this chart, because of Miami's because of Miami's offensive tendencies in this season. So the pass will be intended for Leonte Carew, but Carew he can't get an R result, so we'll see if so K is 0 pass. He is not. K is Akeem Hicks, and he's a 1. So the rushed quarterback throws the ball away incomplete, and there's another injury. So incomplete pass runs 15 seconds off, and that'll be 3rd and 12 from the 41. And we got to check the injury. Another injury possibility here. .31 is end A. So on that play, it's Jarvis Landry, and Landry is going to be out the rest of the game with a pinched nerve, so that's going to hamper Miami's business here. They will have Carew take over at that position, and Kenny Stills was already at the B position, so they will move Jakeem Grant into the 3rd wide receiver. So I'm going to make that wide receiver 3. Okay. So no more Jarvis Landry. Well, you know what? I need to check something. I need to get my little form here. Is he one of the guys that is not... Oh, wait. So, okay. So here's a little thing. You get this sheet here with every pack, and you get... off of the following list of pro players who started all or nearly all of their team's games, if it calls for one of these players to be injured, roll the die. 1 to 4, player stays in the game. 5, the player is out for the rest of the series. 6, out for the rest of the period. So let's roll this off, and this will maybe change our tune here about Landry. It's a 2, so that means he will stay in the game. So that's one way you can help. I want to try and ensure that we have a proper simulation here as closely as we can using this setup. So instead, Landry will not. He'll be able to. It looked like he was going to be injured for longer, but he will be okay. But it's now 3rd and 12 from their own 41 with 8:45 left. And a 45 means that with a 3rd and 12, they will go with a medium pass, and this is going to be a blitz defense, so that's a little bit risky, and it will be Carew who will be the target for this one. He is the spread 3rd wide receiver, so 55 is an unusual result. We re-roll in the unusual result column. 52, 15-yard pass play, but there's a fumble at the end of it. So let's see if Carew fumbles. So we got to go to the gain fumble chart, and let's see who recovers. This would be a first down if it's the Dolphins who recover. 31 is the designated receiver a 0 pass guy. Well, that's Carew, and Carew is, and that is so unjust. If we were in Chicago territory, he would become a 1, but instead he is a 0, and so Carew, it's a 15-yard play, completed pass, but there's a fumble at the end of it, and it's going to be 31. Going to be recovered by A, which is Tracy Porter. Will recover that, and then we go to 66 for a possible long return. Is that right? Page 66. that doesn't. Is that right? I guess it's a fumble return. It says page 66. That seems. Let me look at the. There's a chart here that gives me a little more. So we had. So that was 31 fumbles. 31 GB. Okay, so, and it is a long return. It says so. We're rolling off the long return here. Tracy Porter picks it up. Does he take it the distance? 32. Let's see. Knocked out of bounds after a 20-yard return. So Carew fumble. Recovered by Porter. 20 return. Wow, that's that really hurts. So Miami coughs up the ball. Looked like they had the first down, but instead it's going to be Chicago ball. First down and 10. So let's see, from the it's a 5-yard difference, so it's going to be down to the 36 of Miami with 8:30 left. So Chicago is already knocking on the door at field goal range. They could take the lead with a field goal. So a short pass on 51, and then it's going to be safe. Safe defense. So let's see, and the intended receiver is going to be Zach Miller. And that's a 33. So 33 is NB 2 pass. That's going to be White, and he's not. So it's going to be gathered in for a half R completion. Let's make sure that Miller only has 2 catches at the moment. Miller had 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half, and no more. And he is rated for 4, so he can get half R. And it's 33. Nothing else. So Zach Miller, his R rating is 10, so it'll be a 5-yard gain. And a completed pass for Cutler. That will run it down to 8 minutes. 2nd and 5 from the 31. And that's getting into the range of Barth. So 53 is another short pass. Safe defense. And the target for this one, man, I keep having to look at various things here, and I need more places for stuff, you know. All right, let's see if I put that up there. Maybe that'll help. All right, so safe defense, and it's going to be Eddie Royal at the target here. Now, Eddie Royal has one. Is that it? I think he only has 1 catch, so he is still eligible for an R reception. 56. It's not the home team, so that's this guy here. When you hit this, that's 2 asterisks. Not the home team. Quarterback pressured, unloads, and you have to go to the Y chart now. And this with Cutler, he is a Y rating of 4. If it's 26 or under, and it's 23, that is going to be picked off. So 23, it's a short pass, 7 yards, and it's going to be either F or G who intercepts it. And so it's either Koamisi or it's going to be Kiko Alonso who catches that. So that's an interception. Alonso, and you get a chance for an interception return by a linebacker here. So Miami catches a break, 15, and no return, but Cutler gets a little sloppy, gets pressured, and throws an interception. And it was 7 yards on the completion, no return. And so that ends that drive for Chicago. It's going to go to Miami ball, 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. So they just dodged a bullet there. Cutler was in, or wait, I'm wrong there. I'm going the wrong way. 31-7 that's gonna be their own 24. Okay, so I think now you're going to see Miami go a little bit more conservative. I'm going to use the special situation chart that is D. And so now you get a 41 there, and that's going to lead to an inside run. And it will be Williams back in, and they will go with a run defense here. So still just under 8 minutes, so it's not really try to bleed out the clock time too much, but okay, is tackle A run 2, and Jawan Jones is a run 2, so it's going to be XR for Williams. 64. Is his inside rating greater than C? Well, it is not, because it's currently at a D. I think he's still at D. Williams ran twice in the first. Yeah, he's still. So it's a D. So it's going to be spins free of the linebacker, defensive tackle. It's going to be 15 plus whatever this die is. So he's going to have a nice big gain here in a 1. So it's a 16-yard gain for Williams, and that's a first down for Miami. And that'll take them up to the 40-yard line. So that gets them out of their own end a bit, down to the 7:15 mark. And 44, that would be an outside run this time, and this would be with Foster. So they're going to bring in Foster here with a blitz defense. So let's see how this works out. 53, is E a run 2? E is Willie Young in this situation. He is not, so it's going to be XR again. Miami is going to bust another one here possibly. 22 is I, who is Eddie Goldman, a run 2, and he's not, so it's going to be an 8-yard gain for Foster. And that'll keep bleeding the clock down under 7 minutes. So 2nd and 2 from the 48. And it's going to be an inside run against a run defense. So Miami's going to pound. Chicago thinks they're going to, and it's going to be Foster for a second time in a row. Now 14, this is not going to be great. This is going to be a 4-yard loss off of his. He has an F inside rating at this point because it's so late in the game, but they have to do it. So 4-yard loss is going to take off some more time. They're down at 6:15, 3rd and 6 from their 44, and now they're going to go to their normal offensive plan. 24 with a 3rd and 6. Well, it's still going to be an outside run, and they are going to blitz them. So this could. It's going to be Williams. Williams is at a D outside rating. Let me double check here. So we had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rushes. So he's still within his tolerance level. You know what we could do? We could have Tannehill take an outside run here. Let's do that. We're gonna call a quarterback bootleg. This would be their 1 for the half. He has an outside rating of A. 41. Tackle B. Is he a run 2? Tackle B is again Jawan Jones. Yes, it's going to be XR for Tannehill. And let's see what comes out of this. 51. Is the running back a 0 run? And this was Williams. He's a 1. So it cuts outside, knocked out of bounds after 13 yards, so that won't keep the clock running. But a 13-yard gain moves the sticks for Tannehill. And down to 6 minutes, 1st and 10. A rushing first down, and it's going to take them down to the 46 of Chicago. So a nice a nice drive here so far to kind of try and put this on ice. They're going to go back to the conservative ways. Outside run. This time it's going to be Foster against a run defense. 66 is K. Akeem Hicks a run 0. He's not. It's going to be a 5-yard loss for Foster. So, but that still keeps it moving. So 2nd and 15 from the 49 of the Dolphins. And it's going to be an inside run this time against a blitz. And it will be Foster again. 65 this time is Jay, a 2-run. Jay is Goldman and he's not. It's going to be XR, so maybe a chance to pick up this first down for Foster after having a pretty poor run last time. 56 is A. Tracy Porter, a run 2. He's not. It's going to be a 15-yard gain. That's going to be a first down. He winds his way through, and Foster gets them another rushing first down in this crucial part of the game. It's down to 5 minutes. 1st and 10 from the 41. No, excuse me, the 36 of the Bears. So things are looking up here at the moment. So 63, that's going to call for a screen pass. So maybe a little bit of a, against a run defense, maybe a little bit of a trying to throw him off a little bit here. And the screen pass will go to, let's see, it's going to go to Sims. Now Sims doesn't have an R rating, so that's, and 15, but that's going to be off of Tannehill. Completion rating of AAA is going to give them at least a yard and up to 6, and it's 5. So I think, let's see, yeah, we're going to have to keep letting the clock run. I don't think Chicago is quite ready to start stalling, you know, using timeout. So Sims, a 5-yard gain. 15, inside run against a run defense, and this is going to be Foster again. 45, center run 2. Craig Urbick is not, or no, it's actually Anthony Steen. He is not a run 2. It's going to be a 1-yard loss. On 2nd down and 5, I forgot to mark that down. 31, and that was Foster. 3rd and 6 from the 32. And so they're going to go back to their normal offense for a 3rd and 6. 46 says a short pass, and that would be against a safe defense. And they will target, it'll be Sims again. 45, guard B is 0 pass. Jamad Bushrod is not. So it'll be complete under pressure. Oh, but it's an R, so it's not complete. He drops it. So incomplete because Sims has reached his R limit, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 6. A tough decision here for the Dolphins. Do they try to kick a 49-yard field goal? It's Andrew Franks, and he's not the most reliable. Now, at a 49, it would have to be a 31 or lower to make it. Or they could go for it. And that's the other thing, is that it would be at the 39 of, I mean, they would be starting at their own 39 if they miss. Chicago would be. That would make it it still wouldn't be a 2-score game, would it? You really hate to, and they can't burn clock here either by getting a delay of game because the clock is stopped on an incompletion. So, well, I think this is one of those, if you put it in the New York Times little, there are some strategy generators or whatever you want to call it. I think this would be pretty close to an even bet between whether you go for it here or whether you try the field goal. I think punting is probably an ugly and it doesn't look so good. I think we're gonna. What do we got here? We got 10 comments. Maybe somebody has a thought. What is the score? I guess I thought I had said that recently, but I guess not. 13-11. Miami has a 2-point lead. They have the ball 4th and 6th at the Chicago 32. A field goal makes Chicago score a touchdown to win. If you get the first down here, it doesn't ensure you're going to get a touchdown, but it does let you bleed the clock some more and bleed Chicago's timeouts. So that's sort of this is a major league dilemma right here. This is the stuff that coaches get fired over. Now, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. A regular coach would almost always kick the field goal here because it is expected that your place kicker is going to make that. But with this, I have a little bit of prejudice here because I know what Andrew Frank's field goal rating is and it's an A. So I know that he has a better than 50% chance of missing this field goal if you look at all these things. I think we're going to do what I think most analytics guys would tell you that you should do here, and that is to go for it. And I think ID Jester definitely says it, and a lot of others are saying it. Hi there, higher ground, hi Al. Yeah, I think we're going to go for it here. It's I don't have to worry about the GM calling down and saying that I need to pack up my office. So we're going to roll this, and it's going to be off of the regular offense, correct? Because you're trying to make this. So it's 4th and 6, and so a 51 dials up a short pass, which I think is very viable, and a safe defense will be played by the Bears, and they will be throwing to Kenny Stills, who does not, I believe, have any issues with his R rating. So I think that is actually a nice way to do it. And I'm just going to show you here that it is, I would use the spread anyway, but 17 gives me wide receiver 2 or NB, whatever you want to call it, and that's Stills. And he still has an R catch left. So this is probably their best chance. Tannehill is a try-A completion guy, so you get a good amount of these things in the teens if you get a teen roll. So let's see. Here we go. 4th and 6th. It all comes down to this. He's going to try to throw Stills. 35. And what does that mean? His quarterback a 2 pass. Ryan Tannehill is a 1. Thrown too low, incomplete, turnover on downs. And that's going to give the ball to the Bears with 3:30 left, and all they got to do is get into field goal range. 1st and 10 from their own 32. Now they've got their own problems with guys on our our deficiencies here is what I would call it. But we can. I think they have a chance here. So let's see. 3:30 left. Okay, so we're going to go off of trailing by 1 to 3. Well, it's not less than 3 minutes. We can go off the regular offense, but are they really going to be going there and throwing it at all? Or, I mean, running it at all here? $11 to 20 kick. Oh, you were talking about do the old D20 trick there, Craig. Yeah, that would have been work. So this is going to be an inside run. This seems wasteful to me. Well, we're going to do it anyway. It actually worked quite well for Miami doing the inside run. So and this will be against a safe defense though, and so this is going to be Kadeem Carey, not a particularly great guy carrying. 53. Is K a run 2? K is Andre Branch. He is definitely not. Is end A a run 0 guy? So end A is Alshon Jeffrey. He is a run 1. So that means it's going to be 8-yard gain for Carey. Now it's going to run 30 seconds off, but that is so 2nd and 2 from the 40. Let's get moving here. Still kind of shell-shocked after that situation. Screen pass dialed up here against safe defense. And the screen pass will be targeted to Jordan Cameron. Cameron is out of our... or not Jordan Cameron, excuse me. It's going to be... looking at the wrong chart. NC, and that's going to be Zach Miller. So, and what was I looking for? Screen pass, safe defense. Can Cutler make a completion here and keep this drive alive? 25 are either tackle A. That's Charles Leno. He's a 1. Center Cody Whitehair. It's close and late. He goes from a 2 down to a 1. He is a 2 pass, but not this time. Missed block. Quarterback sacked for 9-yard loss. But a penalty. Maybe they'll get somebody downfield for holding. 43. That's going to be a holding on the offense. And so they're going to take the sack of Cutler, and that will be... we're going to give that to Cameron Wake. -9, right? Yes. So that's going to make it 3rd and 11 from their own 29. No. 9-yard loss. 31. And so the sack will... They're going to use a timeout. So 3rd and 11, they need to collect their thoughts, and they're going to be going... They're under 3 minutes. They're going to have to go with a... That's not going to happen. Well, let's see. It's 3rd and 11. Let's see what happens here with... Well, I don't like that play call. I'm going to re-roll it here. Short pass. That makes more sense. We're not doing a freaking run with crappy guys just because nobody does that on 3rd and 11. Sorry, whoever developed this chart. You can't cover every situation with a chart. So it is going to be a safe defense here, but it will be a short pass. So, and they're gonna target White, Kevin White. He does not have an R catch available to him either. So, and 15, Cutler's an A completion percentage. That's incomplete. So that brings them down to 230. And they're going to have to go for it. From their own 31. And we're going to go with, well, it's going to be a medium pass against a pass defense. They're going to have to fit it into some tight coverage here. And they will be throwing to, it's going to be to White again. Unfortunately, they don't really have many receivers who have the R available. So what they really would like to do is get something out of the teens here, because unless it's low teens, then you might have some decency from Cutler. But let's see. If you get 11, 12, that would be fine. But it's 42. Is NB a 2 pass? In this case, that's White. He is not a 2 pass. That's going to be incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So that brings it down to 215. Punt the ball? I don't know as that would really help them. I mean, I could punt it and see. I already made the call, but well, it already happened. They still have two timeouts. It's going to be 31 of, and it's 1st and 10. And Miami is going to get really conservative, so that's going to be an inside run against a run defense. So with Arian Foster, I mean, this guy was kicking sand around early in the game, and then all of a sudden he came alive. 62. Anytime you're checking the defense, man, this is just hard. Is D a run 2? He is not. Is he rated 0? Well, that's a so this is Bryce Callahan. He is a run 1, so it's only going to be a 2-yard gain. They're going to use a timeout. They'll use their second timeout. Stop it at 2:15. 2nd and 8 from the 29. Yeah, punting it would have given them the chance at a fresh set of downs without having to give up field goal here. So I think it's a valid thought. There was still maybe enough time. I guess I feel like I see too many games where you just punt that ball away and you never get it back. But all right, this is going to be another inside run against a run defense, and this will again be Foster. 63 is G a run 2. Freeman is actually a run 0. It's going to be XR because it's close and late. Jarrell Freeman is demoted. 16 is J a run 2. No, he's not. It's going to be a 7-yard gain. And these are both Foster. And that's going to bring the 2-minute warning, so they'll be 3rd and 1 from the 22. And Miami can basically run it out as if they can get this 3rd down. And again, they're going to get I get a 66. That means that's like the most this guy here is the most obnoxious play that, the most what do you want to call it? Aggressive play you can run. But again, I can't do that necessarily. Well, I'll tell you. 3rd and 1, that's a decent time to throw a medium or long pass, because they're going to be running a run defense there. So, but you'd like to make them use their timeout. So I'm going to take executive privilege here, and we're going to call an outside run, which is not a great call either. It's going to be against a blitz. This could really put them behind the 8 ball here if it doesn't work out so well, but we'll see. That's a 21. 21 is in that range. That's going to be, he's an F. That's a 6-yard loss. He gets swallowed up. And a timeout. Their final timeout taken. It's going to be at the 28, 4th and 7. And they're going to try the field goal with Franks again this time. So that's a 46-yarder. Not great, but let's see. So what do we need here? With an A, you need under 34. And at 16, that is up and through. That is good. And so that will make it, let's see, 16 to 11. With a minute 40 left. So should have went with the medium pass. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm trying to. Yeah, I mean it's a tough call. If he busts through that, then it's game over. All right, so kickoff. They are going to squib it. So let's find the old squib kicks here in the. Do they have that on a chart? I don't think they do. I think it's in the book only. There's squib kicks. No, all squib kicks must be returned unless otherwise noted. Primary and secondary return men use the return graded listed on the team sheet. All others use return grade of 15. All right. Well, here's the squibber by the Dolphins. 24. Low hooking kickoff, travels 50 yards, handled by return team members. So it'll be a 15. So that goes down, 24 goes down to the 35, 45, 45, 35, 25, 15. And then we roll on the kick return. 53 is going to be +4, so that's going to be 19-yard return. So that's to the 29. Decent field position with, let's see, do they have anything here for kickoffs? We're going to say 10 seconds come off on that. Yeah, with that much running, they may have ran around some. 1st and 10 from their own 29 with a $1:30 left. So this is desperation time here. They trail by 5, so you're going with a long pass here. And they're going to pull out a blitz, so that's some interesting strategy there from the old randomizer. And that's going to be to Jordan Cameron. Let's see what happens. 11 for Jay Cutler, who is an A. 2 Q yards out of bounds. 2 Q. His Q is 13. That's a 26-yard gain to not Cameron. What the heck am I talking about? That is Zach Miller. Boy, I should put this stupid thing away for now. All right, well, that's out of bounds, so it's going to be 10 seconds. So that leaves $1:20. And that's a passing first down, 1st and 10. 39, 49, and 6. Down to the 45. They need a touchdown here. 54, that's another long pass play. And this one would be against a pass defense. So, and this will be targeting Alshon Jeffrey. 16-11, Miami in the lead. Chicago driving. They have a minute 20 left and no timeouts. 66. It's not the home team, so you got these double double asterisk. So home team on offense, pass caught, otherwise it's overthrown and incomplete. So that will be 10 seconds off. That'll be 2nd and 10 from the 45. Another long pass. Wouldn't be a decent time to be able to just do a medium, I think, and take your medicine. But let's see, another pass, and it's going to be, they're going to be throwing it. They're going to be throwing it carry here. He doesn't have any R rating though. That's 41. Is Cutler a 0, and he is. It's going to be incomplete. So that leaves him with 3rd and 10 from the 45. We're going to go back to the normal play calling at a 3rd and 10. 35 will be a medium pass. I kind of like this call. They got a minute left. Medium pass, and that will be against a pass defense. So, and this will target, this is going to target the running back again. 22, that's a possible interception. Read 'em and weep. With the way it's gone for Cutler today, this will be down in the teens, but let's see. 56, that will be incomplete. So they will have one more shot here. 4th and 10 from the 45, and do we try the old Hail Mary shot, or do we I think we just go with the long pass here. Could do a trick play. They have not done their trick play yet. Is that correct? I gotta look. One team did. It was Miami. Could pull the trick play out of the bag right now, and actually I rolled again 66. And if you look at column C, which is like the ultra, you're way behind, you're behind and need stuff, 66 is trick. So now the only thing is I don't know if there's stipulations in the rules about using that in the final 2 minutes. I think it might be you can't. Trick play may not be called either inside or in the final 2 minutes, either half. So that nullifies that thought. So we're going to go with a long pass here, and it's against a pass defense, almost against another blitz. That would have been bad for Miami, I think. So this will be to White here. So what's going on here? Can they get a long pass completed? It's 24 are either end A or end B2 pass, and I don't think either of them are. Alshon is a 1. Kevin White is a 1, actually a 0 in this half. It's going to be Y chart time, and this is going to be the end of the game for the Bears, and that's a 46, so there won't be an interception, but 4 straight incompletions after that long pass to Miller. That's a turnover on downs. That takes it down to 40 seconds. Miami, the ball, first and turnover on downs, 1st and 10 from the 45, from their own 45. And we can do the quarterback kneel down. So that's going to be a negative run for Tannehill. -1. It's at 40 seconds. That's a 50-second runoff, and that is going to be it. That's your final here from Miami. Miami does pull it out here at the end with a final score of 16-11. Some potential criticism there for the coach for going for it in their own territory. But without them being able to get any closer than the Miami 45, I think, that at least should quell some. You're trying to be aggressive, but anyway, it's it's hard to call everything perfect. Yeah, I mean I don't think it's I don't think that's just a lockdown. You punt the ball there. I mean it is in terms of the old school mentality, and I don't know. I see more and more journalists starting to say, hey, why are you punting that ball away? You may never see it again. Why not have control of the ball? So, yeah, maybe if it's more like a 4th and 5, that's a better decision to go for it. 4th and 11, that's and that's the other thing about it is using these solo play calling charts. I think you can have a rough go of it sometimes as far as getting the right mixture of plays called up. Just in the first 2 quarters it may be fine, but then when you get down to the 3rd and 4th, you have some adjusted special situation charts, but I'm not sure that they're all the most, you do the best you can with them. So so Miami's 1-0, Chicago 0-1. Miami joins Oakland, and I believe it was Jacksonville that won the first game, or the second game. Let's see. I'll have it here in just a second. OT was Tennessee beating Jacksonville 29-26 at the very end of overtime. So yeah, I'll tell you what, with the guys they have, I didn't have Jordan Howard available to me for the Bears. I mean, he's got some really nice ratings there for a running back. It's really tough to not be able to. Yeah, I got you, ID Jester. I might as well feed the masses what he dug up as far as probabilities. 4th and 11 is about 13% chance of success. But he says sometimes you just have to go with your gut. And I think part of it was also because Miami just basically trounced down the field there for a while. And, just seemed to be unstoppable there for a period of time until they kicked that field goal. They had the turnover on downs in their half, but that was when they were picking up chunks of yardage. They'd lose 5 and then they'd gain 16, gain 8. Yeah, so I'm going to go do the stats for this game, and basically I'm just doing quarterback, running back, receiver stats. So, and obviously the scores. So 16-11, Miami wins. I don't know if I'm going to do another Nine-Nations Football League game before I get back into more golf, but so yeah, fun. I mean, it's a fun game. You just you get in these grooves where you feel like, man, once you get to the usage limit, it's really, you think you got it really tough. I mean, Arian Foster, he's at he's at F's right there, right? F. I mean, this was what he was in the second half, because I mean, and this is off of, I'm telling you, this is off of this chart. So if you're going to do a season replay or some kind of project, you can use these charts. And so you have, for Miami, you've got Arian Foster there, and I checked the starting lineup for game 1, and he was there. He's a D and an E until he gets to 10 carries, and then he goes down to, you drop him 2 rankings, and so he's F, but he's still got, let's see, I mean, he lost 9 in that, but then he got 15. Well, Williams was also basically a D. He had 16 yards. So it's really the dice coming at you, and what that's what it is about. So yeah, and it was about a 6-minute drive. They had 3 first downs, ate some clock, and no incompletions there until the very end of the drive. So anyway, all right. Well, I just wanted to put this on the channel since I had played most of this game. So thanks a lot for checking in. It was good to see Craig. He was out at play.con, and I'm really hoping I can get there next year. That looked like a heck of a lot of fun. I would hope maybe a few of you might even go there. I mean, I'd like to get to some different things, but there's only so much money to go around. But I'd love to get surrounded by other dudes and maybe even some dudettes who like playing some tabletop sports, and hopefully it happens here before too long. So thanks. See you later. Miami is the victor, 16-11 over Chicago.